uh, oh, hose. Sorry. It's Christmas. I gotta say ho ho ho. What is up, guys? It is Mars Sports but Marshall. Third stream today. But tonight we are doing college football playoff predictions. It's a glorious time of year, my friends. The college football playoffs are upon us. So yeah. But we have 12 teams and we only have one national champion in this. So let's do this. Yes, I have to shave. I'm gonna do that tonight probably. Tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see if I have time tomorrow morning, maybe. But anyways, let's freaking fucking do this. So we had the college football playoffs were revealed today. I gave all my takes earlier. Like I think Notre Dame. Um, I don't think Notre Dame should have just completely opted out the postseason as a whole. I do think Miami and Alabama deserve to be in over Notre Dame because Alabama should not be punished for losing their conference championship, and Miami beat Notre Dame head to head. So yeah, but Notre Dame joined the conference. I know they're not. I know they're not going to, but at this rate, they might as well. Yeah, there's that. But we got some great matchups on hand for this playoffs this year. So yeah, a lot of weird matchups, but like JMU versus Oregon. Anyways, here is create another bracket. What the frick? I don't have my. Where's my bracket? Okay. All right, let's do this. So here is the playoff predictor, and do I have to be 18 to put this in? Please tell me so I can at least flex for once. Does this thing work? Hold on. What the frick? What the? No, I did not want to do that. All right. Well, we'll just go through the bracket. Let's just start with I. This was just a test, by the way, just to see if it works. But yeah. Anyways, let's do this. So let's start off with just ignore the fact that Oregon is picked. Let's start off with the Saturday night game. I'm surprised they put this one as a Saturday night game, as we have the James Madison Dukes taking on the Oregon Ducks on the road to Oregon, not Autzen Stadium. That'll be great. That'll be a great atmosphere, man. JMU, man, it's insane to see how fast this program is rising the FBS. Like this team just joined the FBS 2 years ago, and now they're in and now they're already in the college football playoffs. That is insane to me. That is genuinely insane to me how they progressed that fast. I mean, to be fair, Kirk Sinnett was their coach at one point. Sorry, I used just yeah, but JMU, man, they've been. It's just insane to see how fast they've been rising the FBS. Because like normally teams run the FCS, they or FBS from the FCS immediately. They just don't really do much right off the bat. But JMU, man, they've been putting themselves on the map from the start, and now they're in the college football playoffs, which is pretty insane, man. It's pretty awesome to see that. But yeah, it's just crazy. I think JMU joined the FBS 2 years or yeah 2 years ago. Now they're already in the college football playoffs. I mean, North Dakota State, take notes. But yeah, there's that. Oregon, yeah, but it's pretty awesome to see Jamie in the playoffs. Oregon, on the other hand, they've been really good this year too. They have one loss. By the way, Jamie's one loss is to Louisville, which wasn't too bad of a loss. It was only by 2 scores. It was on the road, and that's the same team that beat Miami. So there's that. Oregon, on the other hand, they've been really good this year. Their one loss comes to the number one team in the country, Indiana, which is insane to say. By the way, ironically, uh, Kirk Cincinnati coaches that. It'd be funny if JMU somehow makes it far enough. The match at the Peach Bowl is JMU versus Indiana. It'd be Kirk Cincinnati's old team versus Kirk Cincinnati's new team. Now the chances of that happening are very low, but yeah, there's that. But Oregon, though, they've been really good this year. They beat some good teams like USC. I mean, they haven't. I mean, the best team they face is Indiana, that's for sure, which they lost to. Let's see Oregon's schedule. Not Oregon State. Oregon. Oregon State's schedule is just full of losses for the most part. Let's see. They Surprised they put that one on a Sunday or Saturday night. They beat USC, and the best part, they beat Iowa. Um, those are the two best teams they beat all year. So I mean, I haven't beat like the best team they beat was USC. And USC's pretty good. I mean, they're going to be playing TCU in the Allen Bowl. So, and Iowa's playing Vanderbilt in the LIAC Bowl. So yeah, there's that. But overall, though, I think Jamie's been great this year. I do think Oregon's going to win it though by a few scores. So I'll take Oregon to win that one. Yeah. And by the way, Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State divides. Yeah. Moving on, we have a rematch between Alabama and Oklahoma, and this is gonna be absolute cinema, bro. Friday night at Gaylord Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. That's gonna be amazing, bro. And this is a rematch, which Oklahoma won this game by like 3 points. They've actually beat Alabama ever since they joined every time since they joined the SEC. Granted, it's only 2 times, but still beating Alabama 2 times. 2 times in a row is pretty impressive. Is really impressive. Maybe Alabama as a whole is impressive, but even 2 times in a row, I don't care if Saban's not their coach anymore. It's still really impressive. But Alabama, they've been really good this year. They knocked off a bunch of ranked teams this year, and their 2 losses come to Florida State. That one was kind of random, I will admit, considering how Florida State ended up this year. And of course, Oklahoma's won. Then they lost to Georgia in the SEC championship yesterday, who they beat on the road earlier this season. So yeah, but Bama, they've been really good this year. Still, I'm actually I'm not I don't like I'm not happy about them being in the playoffs. But I'm glad they made it just because I don't think they should be punished for losing their conference championship. But just a matter of time for Bama to join the playoffs, and here we are. And so, but Bama, they've been really good this year, and they almost beat Oklahoma. So yeah, Oklahoma, on the other hand, they've been great this year too. They what a bounce back season for Brett Venables and company. I mean, they went from being 6-7 to they beat a lot of they beat some great teams this year, man. Like their 2 losses are to Texas and the other one was to forgot who it was. Damn it, who was it? Oh, Ole Miss, yeah. And to be fair, Texas beat both A&M, beat A&M as well. They're inconsistent this year. Texas was inconsistent, and Ole Miss is in the playoffs, so there's that. Uh, but I mean, look, like they beat some great teams this year. Like, they beat Michigan. They also beat Tennessee on the road. Tennessee did not end up being the best team, but still, they beat Alabama on the road, which that's really impressive to do. They beat Missouri. They beat LSU. So I will say their schedule didn't look as good as last. Well, their schedule, their SEC opponents weren't as good as last year's, but still, really good season for Oklahoma, man. Tell you what, they've been great this year. And this used to be a matchup in the playoffs. 4-team playoffs. So yeah, I think they played each other. Yeah, they played each other. Let's see. This is the first time they made the playoffs since I believe 2019 when they got smacked by LSU. Go Tigers. Or go Tigers. Versus Alabama. Let's see. What did they play each other? I'm sorry, it's just hard to play because find it because yeah. 2015. But nothing comes close to the good. Oh wow. Brad Venables, I didn't realize he coached 4 national championships as a defensive coordinator, man. That's impressive. No wonder Oklahoma's defense is so good. I forgot who they play. Okay, 2015, it was let's go FBSschedules.com. Well, when I know they played each other at some point in the 2 team or in the 4 team. Sorry, that's when Oklahoma was still in the Big 12 though. So yeah, 2015. I remember that year, a long time ago. They played Clemson that year. They got crushed by Clemson. What was the other year they played? Oklahoma 14 playoffs. No, I want the AI overview. There we go. Not the AI overview, but 2017 Rose Bowl. I believe that was the game they played Alabama in. No, that was Georgia. That was an instant classic. That was a great game. Then The Orange Bowl. I think that was the one they played Alabama in. Yes, they played Alabama in the Orange Bowl. They lost 45-34. That's when I believe that's when Oklahoma. Was that when Jalen Hurts was still their quarterback? Yeah, that's when Oklahoma was still in the Big 12. Yeah, that's when I believe that's when Tua was still their quarterback. Uh, Alabama versus Oklahoma, 2018. Well, who are the quarterbacks for that game? Holy frick! No, it wasn't Jalen Hurts, but Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa. That is insane. Wait, sorry, those correct. The leading rusher for Kyler Murray is the leading rusher for Oklahoma. Oh wow. Josh Jacobs was the leading rusher for Alabama, and then Oklahoma's leading receiver was CeeDee Lamb, and then Alabama's leading receiver was Devonta Smith. That is insane, bro. That is some insane players on that team, bro. Who else was on that team? Hollywood Brown was on that team for Oklahoma. Kenneth Murray Jr. Let's see who else is there. Trey Brown. Let's see. Austin Seibert was their kicker. Where's he the kicker of now? Is it the Vikings? Not the Vikings. It's the Commanders. Yeah. Who was on Bama that year? Tua and Jalen Hurts were on that team. That's insane. That's insane quarterback. I think Mac Jones was on that team as well. That is genuinely insane how that was the quarterback room that year. Those Bama teams were so good, dude. Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris. What happened to him? Najee Harris, and then Tua, Jalen Hurts were the rushers. Jerry Jeudy, Josh Jacobs, Devonta Smith. Let's see. Damian Harris, Jalen Waddle, Irv Smith Jr., Henry Ruggs III, Jalen Hurts, and Najee. Jalen Hurts received? Najee Harris. That's insane, bro. This is insane players on that team. Let's see. And then Patrick Surtain was on that team. Xavier McKinney, Jerry Jeudy. Holy frick, that team was loaded. Brian Robinson was their kick returner. That was a loaded team, bro. Yeah, that was crazy thing. Now they're all NFL stars. Yeah, but there's that. I've been back and forth in this game because I think Alabama could get their revenge, but I think I trust Oklahoma at home, so I'm going to take Oklahoma to win. That's going to be a close game, though. I'm excited for that game. I'll probably be watching that from home, I guess. State championships for high school football on Saturday. Yeah. Anyways, 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. This is, by the way, a few weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. A little less than 2 weeks from now, actually. So we have a rematch between Tulane and Ole Miss at the exact same place at the exact same time, I'm pretty sure. Tulane versus Ole Miss. Which one comes up first? The previous one or the new one? Probably the new one. Oh, both of them. Okay. Ole Miss, the last time they played Tulane was earlier this year, September 20th. Ole Miss beat up Tulane 45-10. Good Lord. Jake Retzloff was garbage in that game. 5 for 17, 56 yards, although he rushed a lot, to be fair. That's when Trinidad Chambliss became himself in. But to be fair, that's when Lane Kiffin was still their coach. They don't have a coach right now. Well, they do have Pete Golding, but he hasn't been their head coach. And it's not like he's been their head coach or anything like that. But there's that. Tulane, man, they've recovered so much. They left the SEC kind of. At least the last few years, they've been great. Like they're actually making themselves relevant for once because, like, of course, they were back in the SEC a long time ago, like in like the 20th century before I was born, way before I was born. Yeah, Tulane though they've been a good team this year. Like they beat some great teams like North Texas, and they also beat the reason why they're above JMU, despite more losses. They beat not one but two Power 4 teams. They beat Duke, who won the ACC, so they beat the ACC champion, and they also beat the other team, Northwestern. And Northwestern was not a bad team this year. They weren't great, but like they're 6-6. They made a bowl game. And they beat them like 23-3, something like that. So, yeah. But I'll tell you what, Tulane's been great this year. Well, for the most part. They had 2 losses to Ole Miss, who ironically they're playing again. I think pretty sure at the exact same time. Uh, good lord. And then they lost to they got crushed by UTSA, which is kind of random. That's a like I've said this a lot. That's a very inconsistent UTSA team to be completely fair. Was that a noon game? I can't freaking tell. Yeah, this is an old school SEC matchup right here. Uh, but of course, no Lane Kiffin, so that's going to hurt. And John Summerall is at least staying there. So we have a lot of these coaches are leaving the playoffs. These teams that in the playoffs their coaches are leaving after this year. Like Bob Chesney's leaving JMU after this year. John Summerall is leaving Tulane after this year. Summerall is going to Florida, and Chesney's going to UCLA. And then Lane Kiffin's going to LSU. He already is at LSU. Yeah. A lot of teams leaving. A lot of coaches leaving. So yeah. Whoa. Not 2024, 2025. Start time. What was the start time of that game? Huh! 2:30 p.m. No way. So 2:30 p.m. at Oxford, Mississippi, Wyoming Wade Stadium. Exact same circumstances. I think it'll be a closer game. I don't think it's gonna be that close though. I'll take Ole Miss. Probably by more like 2 scores this time, over 5. I'll take Ole Miss though. Ole Miss. Last but not least, I don't know why they made this a noon game because I think this would be better at night. But we got Miami versus Texas A&M. This is the proof who's Notre Dame's real daddy. They've been great this year. They beat Notre Dame, and that's their best win all season, I will say. Miami Hurricanes schedule because I'm not going to start the Dolphins and get misled. Yeah, they lost to two. Now, Miami's 2 losses were a little weird. They were against 2 not bad teams. They went 8-4. They're pretty good teams, but unranked teams. Bruh. Ayush. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. That's hilarious. Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, hi Ayush. Yeah. But that's hilarious though. Uh yeah, Miami, they've been a great team this year. Yeah, they had 2 weird losses, but they beat some good teams. Like the best they beat Notre Dame, they beat up Florida. Florida wasn't that good of a team, though, let's be real. They beat South Florida, they're a good group of 5 team this year. And yeah, those are the best wins, I will admit. Yeah, they beat Pitt. I mean, Pitt's not a bad team. They just don't care about Notre Dame apparently. Yeah, there's that. Um, but yeah, I think this ought to be a really good game. A&M, on the other hand, they've been really good this year. I will say they have had a softer SEC schedule compared to the others because think about this. Yes, they're 11-1. That's a very good season, especially in the SEC. I'm not discrediting any of their progress, obviously. They've been a very good team this year. I think they deserve everything they got so far. Like, they've been great. Like, the best team they beat was Missouri, though. Let's be completely real. And they beat them up pretty well, we'll say. Yeah. But they did beat Notre Dame, so they are a legit team. Like, is that? But think about it. They didn't have to play Alabama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, the other one that made the playoffs. Let me restart. They did not have to play Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, uh, Oklahoma. They had to play Vanderbilt. They didn't have to play. Yeah, they didn't have to play like arguably the 5 best. They didn't have to play most like any of the teams that had 10 wins in the SEC this year, or 10 or more wins in the SEC this year. So that is definitely a little fishy. I will say they looked a little weird against UTSA and Utah State. They didn't look bad, but yeah, their defense wasn't great. But I mean, that was way beginning of the season. So, yeah. But I trust home field advantage for A&M. I'll take them to win this game. Yeah. Now moving on, as we have Oregon and Texas Tech. in the Orange Bowl. I will say Oregon's been. I will say Texas Tech's been a great team this year, man. They finally found a defense, and that's all they need is because they're one of the best teams in the country this year. Texas Tech's been really good this year. Not Texas Hurricanes. Texas Tech schedule. I mean, they've been great this year. They beat up on their opponents in the Big 12. Besides Arizona State, that was a weird loss though. That was Arizona State looking for revenge of the last year. So what's weird is Texas Tech beat Arizona State last year, and Arizona State was clearly the better team. This year, Arizona State beat Texas Tech. What Texas Tech was clearly the better team. They have a great. They beat up BYU not once but twice, which is really impressive because how good BYU is. Yeah, they've been really good. Like uh, they beat Utah, they beat Houston. I mean, this is the best Texas Tech team we've ever seen. That's for sure. And they can honestly make a legit run at the playoffs this year. So they're taking Oregon. Oregon's one losses to Indiana, to be fair. So yeah, but I'm actually gonna go with Texas Tech to win this game. I think they've been really good this year. I'm willing to bet this is the best. This might be the best representation that they might be the best Big 12 team in the playoffs since TCU. And TCU made a national championship. They're the only Big 12 team to make national championship in the last few years. Yeah, they got smacked, but still. Is that now you have Oklahoma and Alabama. Oklahoma, they've been we already talked about Oklahoma, but Indiana, they've been amazing this year. Number one team in the country. I've been saying this. Indiana's number one team in the country. I've been saying this all year since they put themselves on the map. I'm not shocked they beat Ohio State. I almost said Idaho State. Ohio State. They've been really good this year. They've been beating up on opponents like it's nothing. And this is a really, really good Indiana team. Much better one last year. Last year was really good too. They made the playoffs. But Indiana, they were really good this year. I mean, they're a more legit team than they were last year, which is insane. Kirk Cincinnati, I think he's the best coach in college football. This man took Indiana, who's in the dumpster fire in football, and turned them into a powerhouse. Now they're the number one team in the country, which is insane. Honestly, Kirk Cincinnati gives me Nick Saban vibes, I will admit. Like he never smiles. Like he always is looking to get better, even if they blow him out. Like, and that's definitely what Nick Saban did. Like, and Nick Saban also turned around LSU because LSU was not great at football back then until Nick Saban finished. Like they had some good years, but like they at that point they haven't won a national championship since 1958. Then Nick Saban turned them around. They won a national championship. So yeah, there's that. But Indiana, man, they've been amazing this year, bro. I will take Indiana. It'll be a close game. I think Indiana wins. Oklahoma though. Yeah. I call that blue blood versus new blood. Blue blood is Oklahoma, and the new blood is Indiana, the Hoosiers. The Hoosiers. Yeah. Now we got Ole Miss, Georgia, a rematch of the century. You're either going to get Ole Miss, you get a rematch for Georgia, or an old SEC game for Georgia. Which, by the way, if Tulane wins that game and makes the Sugar Bowl, that will literally be a home game for for Tulane. Because think about Tulane. Tulane literally is in New Orleans. So, and they used to play their games in the Superdome at one point. So yeah, but there's that. Georgia, they've been really good this year. They're peaking at the right time. Their one loss is to Alabama. They actually beat Ole Miss. So, but rematch, you never know what could happen. But I say if Kiffin was there, they'd probably have a better shot winning. But I'm gonna say Georgia wins. They've been really good. They're peaking at the right time. So, why is that game at 3 p.m.? Is that game really at 3 p.m.? Okay, the times must be off. There's no way that's a 3 p.m. game. Anyways, I'm fine with it being 3 p.m. game, but that doesn't make any sense because it's a Sugar Bowl. Now we got Texas A&M and Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. I will be going to this game, so I'll be seeing Miami or A&M. I'll for sure be seeing Ohio State another year seeing Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State, they've been really good this year. I mean, their one loss comes to Indiana, close game in that Big Ten championship. They've been really good all year, and I think this ought to be a really good game. But I do have a weird feeling if A&M makes it this far, A&M might not play very well in this game. I gotta admit. Yeah, I'm going to say Ohio State wins this game. Yeah. Now we got Texas Tech and Indiana. Texas Tech, Indiana. That's going to be a great game. Both those teams have very strong cases to win. Both those teams have dominated their conference for the most part. Well, Indiana dominated as a whole. Texas Tech had not one loss to Arizona State. Yeah, I'm going to say Indiana wins that game. Then Georgia versus Ohio State. Georgia's been really good this year, and Ohio State's really good this year. But overall, I do think Georgia's the hotter team at the moment, so I think they'll win. Indiana, Georgia, national championship in Miami. By the way, if Miami makes the national championship, it's literally a home game for them. Not even a de facto home game. It's literally a home game. That's literally where they play their games at. So Indiana versus Georgia. This would be a really good game. Both these teams have very strong cases to win the national championship. Who I think is going to win? I'm going to take Indiana to win the national championship. I think Kirk Cincinnati and his squad are going to win the national championship this year. So here is my bracket. Agree, disagree. Let me know in the comments. How many points we scored in college football? 11 games. I'm going to say let's see. I'm going to say 6, 7, 9. I'll say 679 points. 679 divided by 11. 61 points. Okay, that's fair, actually. I'll go Fetty Watt reference and go 679. I got the Glock in my heart. Yes, congrats. That's James India. I think they're a great team there this year, man. Let's see what these other people think. I figured. Oh yeah, this is a fun bracket to always. This is always a fun bracket to predict. Yeah, anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye. See you next one. Peace.